The Earth is spinning right now, and if it suddenly stopped for just 5 seconds, the world as we know it could be torn apart. Earth completes one rotation roughly every 24 hours, giving us day and night. That rotation has been happening for billions of years, ever since the young Earth formed from countless collisions between rocks, dust, and other material in the early solar system. But imagine something impossible happens. Earth suddenly slams on the brakes. The ground beneath your feet stops instantly, but you don't, and neither does the atmosphere. At the equator, Earth's surface is moving eastward at roughly 1,670 kilometers per hour. That's faster than a commercial airplane. So, if the planet suddenly stopped, while everything on its surface kept its momentum, the atmosphere would continue racing eastward. You wouldn't experience it as an ordinary gust of wind. You'd be caught in an enormous blast of moving air. Anything not firmly secured could be thrown or damaged, while trees, vehicles, structures, and infrastructure could be subjected to forces far beyond anything modern storms normally produce. And the closer you are to the equator, the faster the ground was moving before the stop. Near the poles, the rotational speed is much smaller. That's because the distance traveled during one rotation decreases as you move toward the poles, so the effects wouldn't be identical everywhere. But the atmosphere wouldn't be the only problem. The oceans would still have momentum too. When Earth's surface suddenly stopped, huge amounts of water would continue moving. Water near the equator would begin shifting relative to the stationary ground, potentially creating enormous surges and flooding across coastal regions. And there's another strange effect. Earth isn't a perfect sphere. Because our planet spins, centrifugal effects make it slightly wider around the equator than from pole to pole. If Earth somehow stopped rotating, that effect would disappear. Gravity would then begin pulling the planet toward a more spherical shape. But here's the important part. Earth wouldn't instantly reshape itself like a rubber ball. That change would happen gradually. 5 seconds simply wouldn't be enough time for the entire planet to completely readjust. Still, the oceans and atmosphere could begin responding almost immediately. Then comes the most dangerous moment. After 5 seconds, Earth starts spinning again. The ground suddenly accelerates back into motion. But the atmosphere and oceans would still be responding to the first stop. That means the planet could experience another enormous mismatch between the surface and everything moving above it. Water that had shifted could surge again. Air that had continued moving could be forced into another violent change of motion. The exact outcome is difficult to predict because this scenario violates the conditions of Earth's real physical system. But one thing is certain. Stopping Earth's rotation instantly would involve an enormous amount of energy and momentum. And the effects wouldn't be limited to one city, one country, or even one continent. They would affect the entire planet. There is, however, one important correction to the popular version of this scenario. The sun would not suddenly rise or set in some dramatic 5-second sequence. Earth's atmosphere would not instantly fly into space, and the planet would not suddenly crack apart. Those are exaggerations. The real danger comes from inertia. Everything on Earth is already moving with the rotating planet. If the ground suddenly stopped while that motion continued, the difference in motion between the surface, atmosphere, and oceans would create an extraordinary global catastrophe. And 5 seconds may sound incredibly short. But when something moving at more than 1,000 kilometers per hour suddenly loses its reference point, 5 seconds can be more than enough to cause unimaginable destruction. Fortunately, there's no known mechanism that could suddenly stop Earth's rotation like this. Earth's spin is gradually changing naturally, mainly because of tidal interactions with the Moon. But those changes happen extremely slowly, so you don't need to worry about waking up tomorrow and discovering that Earth has slammed on the brakes. For now, our planet keeps turning. The atmosphere keeps moving with it. The oceans keep following its motion. And every second, Earth continues its silent journey through space.